Okay, everyone, we are about to take a first look at Final Fantasy XIII X2. The reason we're covering this is this got the FPS Boost Patch a couple of weeks ago to run at 60 FPS. And it just literally came to, we're covering this on the 2nd of December 2021. It just came to Game Pass. I own all of these games on PS3, so I didn't really want to buy them again just to do the FPS Boost video. And I was like, oh, it came to Game Pass. This would be the perfect time to check it out. So let's get into this and let's talk about some of the technicals and everything. We've done loads of FPS Boost videos before. If you don't know what FPS Boost is, that is like Microsoft devs, the Xbox devs going in and doing the work themselves to give like last generation Xbox One games better performance. The reason this is big now, this last announcement, was they finally went back and gave Xbox 360 games FPS boost enhancements. So for their like 20th anniversary, they did a chunk of 360 games, and they also gave them FPS boost. There's loads of technical stuff to get for this, for the Final Fantasy XIII collection, because these have been updated a few times. And there's good things and bad things to talk about as well, because they also, with that announcement, they said, oh, we're not going to be adding any more Xbox OG and Xbox 360 games to backward compatibility, because we literally can't get the license to get third-party devs to work with us. Because remember, third-party publishers will always want to remaster and remake games, give it a new coat of paint, give it a better FPS, and then resell it to you. So they probably don't like what Microsoft is doing, because Microsoft is doing this for free. You can get your old discs, put them into your new Xbox, and you get better performance out of them. But if they do that, then these publishers can't remaster and remake that game and sell it to you with better performance. So they said, oh, we're not going to add any more 360 and OG Xbox games. Obviously, they're still adding like Xbox last generation, Xbox One games. So that's a bit unfortunate. So with that announcement, people were a little bit confused though. They was like, wait, does that mean no more games? No more games are going to get added, but does that mean those old games are also not going to get FPS boost? So that is not what we're sure about at the moment. Because even to give FPS boost, they still have to get permission from the publishers of those original games. So yeah, why the Final Fantasy XIII collection is interesting, published by Square Enix, obviously. When the Xbox One X came out last generation, you know, the mid-iteration consoles of last generation, for that program, they also added a ton of games to the backward compatibility list, and they also added a load of 360 games that got extra benefit. So not only has Xbox been doing backward compatibility, they've been doing like a resolution boost, or like last generation they did Xbox One X enhanced games. So these three Final Fantasy XIII games, Final Fantasy XIII, Final Fantasy XIII X2, and Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, all had Xbox One X enhancements. So the Final Fantasy XIII got boosted up to like 1800p, because the original 360 version was like super inferior. It had low assets. The movies were of low grade, so they gave that one a massive boost. Like it ended up being like 30 gig. They got the high res assets to make it even better than the PS3 version, which was on one Blu-ray, right? And it was massive. So like they upped the resolution of that one to like 1800p, and that got the most wow graphic updates, right, for the Xbox One X enhancement. Final Fantasy XIII X2 and Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, the third one, they just got resolution boosts up to 4K. So that's what they ran on like One X. Actually, let me just check my notes. Let me make sure that was correct. That's what they yeah, One X Final Fantasy XIII X2 was 30 FPS and 4K, and so was Lightning Returns. But now what they've done is, for next generation, current gen, what we're on now, Xbox Series, those two games, Final Fantasy XIII X2 and Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, they've also added FPS boost to those as well. So now, and sometime when they add FPS boost, you know, they have to lower the resolution and stuff to make it work. We've got loads of FPS Boost games on the channel. Check that out. Sometimes they have to lower the resolution to get the frame rate up to 60 because these games were 30, air quotes, because they didn't hit 30 all the time. But yeah, they've kept their 4K 1x improvements and also their 60 FPS now. The strange thing is, that Final Fantasy XIII is not included in that. Final Fantasy XIII, it's still 30 FPS, but it's like 1800p. But Final Fantasy XIII was also the one that had the most improvements to the textures and the cutscenes and everything. So yeah, those 70 games that they announced for the 20th anniversary, they didn't add FPS boost to Final Fantasy XIII, which is strange. So anyway, so this is on Game Pass now. If you want to check it out on Game Pass, you can. So we're going to be checking out Final Fantasy XIII X2 for the FPS boost. At the end of this video, I might quickly turn off FPS boost and jump back in, so you can see the difference. We'll probably just do a chunk of gameplay for this. So yeah, I own the original trilogy on PS3, and like, you know, with how well Xbox Series is doing for their backward compatibility and everything, my PS3 games are collecting dust because it seems like PlayStation 4 and 5, Sony's never going to work on making PS3 games work, right? So at one point I was like, oh, shall I sell a lot of my PS3 collection and just buy those games on 360? Because one, those games would be cheaper on 360 anyway, because 360 was the leading console that generation, so more copies of those games sold, and obviously eventually those games are going to get more expensive, right? So now might be the perfect time, because, you know, I'm looking at my PS3 collection right now. I can see it on my shelf. I'm like, I haven't booted my PS3 in ages, and they're just stuck there. So the other rumor is, everybody's been saying for the longest time, I wonder if Square Enix does the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy as a remaster or something. But like, the 10th anniversary just went by and they didn't do anything, right? Because these games were loved by a lot and were super hated by a lot. I'm just gonna be put out there, I freaking love them. Final Fantasy XIII was fantastic. I don't care if it was a corridor what? Slugfest, if you just ran down corridors. It looked beautiful, it sounded beautiful, and the battle system was great. Don't judge me. So I finished 13. I've actually never finished X2 or Lightning Returns. I just bought them as part of my collection, and then, you know, because I collect video games, I never actually had a chance to like go through them. So I can't remember nothing about this game. I think this was the one where it kind of turned into like a bit like Pokemon, right? So you collect like monsters or something like that, and they help you in battle. They're like your third teammates. I could be totally remembering that wrong though. So if we go into like extras here, we'll probably unlock like picture modes and stuff. You could still buy the DLC because it'll take you to the 360 store. If you go to the beginner's primer, it just basically like there's like a talking over of like what happened in 13. So if you want to play this original trilogy on Series X, because it got the 1x enhancement, I think 13 still looks the best, but it has the 60 FPS boost, because again, for Xbox One X, they did a massive amount of work to that game. Here, that work was already done. They just added 60 FPS, but there was only so much they can do to these to improve them. So if we quickly go into settings, this is going to be a little bit of a pain. Now that we've gone through that long ass intro, this is gonna be a little bit of a pain to capture, because back then games didn't give us like options like audio sliders. So the music is super loud in this game. So if I turn the audio up so you can hear sound effects and voices, then the music's gonna drown me out. So this is gonna be a bit everywhere to capture. I was testing this. I was playing for about 5 minutes off stream just to test audio stuff. So we'll go new game. We'll go normal mode and begin game in normal mode. This can be changed in the settings menu. Am I already getting drowned out by this music? All right, let's just go Y. Let's go yes. So this is like the way they do their backward compatibility. It accesses your cloud storage, and then I want to create a new save. Yes. I freaking love Xbox One's and Series backward compatibility push. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like some good news and some bad news. Like, what does that mean? Are 360 games more 360 games gonna get FPS boost? So some of our favorites from that genre, generation are going to be at 60 FPS, or was that them saying no, we can't add any new games? So like going forward, we'll see how that works, right? All right, let's read this. Final Fantasy XIII will automatically save your progress during the save icon. You can also save your game manually. Blah blah blah. Do not turn off. All right, got it. My chat is saying they love this trilogy because my chat has taste.
Time was lost, yet time continued.
Chat is going, yeah, this was like the Pokemon one. Okay. Yeah, I remember some stuff, but I just, you know, I got old, chat. I grew up, turned into a boomer, so didn't have time to play Final Fantasy games anymore, unfortunately. I was still in my 20s when these came out, so I had loads of free time. But then, you know, I put them on the shelf and they got added into the backlog. And then just responsibilities, check. If I was a content creator back then when these came out, we would have definitely done a playthrough of these. You know, I might for this one. I don't know. Can I just point out my girl Lightning is looking great out here. So like a lot of people don't like Lightning because they said she was a very boring character. Oh, I should turn this up a little bit. Hold on. I don't think so. So they tried to make her really cool and more edgy in this one.
In this world of lost moments, I begin my life anew.
So if you haven't played 13, this is not going to make a lot of sense to you because the story does kind of link. That you're like, who's Lightning? You know, and I think the cutscenes are 60 FPS as well. I could be wrong. I think everything's 60. So the second game didn't have as much pre-rendered footage.
Is that not so?
Like the second game, like size-wise, was way smaller than the first game. That first game, but like most of it was just cutscenes. Alright, let me turn this down a bit, sorry. Again, adjusting audio on the fly.
Warrior goddess.
Apparently, a lot of people didn't like Lightning Returns. So the only reason I got put... Oh, look, it's so cool, Lightning! The only reason I was a bit... Debbie Downer on Lightning Returns is I don't like games that give me an artificial like timer, like how you have to play them. Like, you know, I hate the timer on Mario levels. I want to take as long as I want to take. This is the way I play. The problem that happened with Lightning Returns, the whole mechanic. So the mechanic of this one is there's like a Pokemon thing. You collect, you know, beasts, whatever, and they help you in battle. The original game introduced the new ATB, and Lightning Returns, the whole gimmick of that one is, oh, like you have a time limit to like complete events or the game, whatever, and then you get a game over or something like that. So a lot of people were like, you know, didn't like that you have to play on that pacing. But also, some people saying they refined this new battle system the most in Lightning Returns. Anyway. This is obviously, but this goes up on YouTube and everything. We're streaming at 720p because I couldn't bring myself to play these by myself. I need to play with my Twitch chat so we can enjoy these together. But yeah, still the cutscenes still look really good. I kind of want to go back and play those originals before it got the 1x enhancements to see if they really. My chat is saying they enjoy Lightning Returns the most. Interesting.
Impressive.
The Lightning Returns is the only one I haven't touched. Pen and Lightning, save it. Okay, this is the coolest title card we've ever seen in video game history. Don't say nothing. Like and subscribe if you agree. That's what YouTubers say, right?
Damn you.
Enough. Let's end this.
Glow.
Cast your shadow over all. Wings of night!
think I'm just trying to think, like, are we just gonna do playthrough of this, or do I need to? I guess it's on Game Pass, right? Or you could just buy it, and these games always go on sale. You could pick them up for a couple of bucks, even the disc version. So now that it's got FPS boost, some people might want to know what is this about, if they should pick it up. So maybe we'll discuss the game. Chat is going there, sure that today they wouldn't enjoy the Cardo levels, but then again, everybody enjoyed the new God of War, right? Everybody enjoyed Final Fantasy VII. You know, a lot of Sony's games are like that. Think about it. Learn about basics. All right, so we'll take the tutorial just so if this is your first time seeing these games. Time does not stop during battle. The ATP gauge charges continuously over time. So this is what they introduced with 13. Obviously not the ATP gauge, but its style. Characters perform abilities in battle by expanding segments of the ATP gauge. The abilities command allows you to select specific abilities you wish to perform. You can queue up multiple commands on the ATP gauge. Oh, let me turn this down a little bit. This music is drowning me out. Auto battle automatically sets optimal commands. Abilities manual sets the commands. So auto battle, if you would want to X for it, but the thing with auto battle is sometimes it wouldn't pick the best to do the most damage, or like so this is the basics of it. Then you can change paradigm shifts, which is like you can set yourself to a tank or a healer or whatever. So if you set yourself to a tank, you would get defensive abilities. If you set yourself to, say, a healer, you would get healing abilities. And if you set yourself to attacker, you would get attacking abilities, right? So at the beginning of a battle, you can like set your paradigm, what class you want to be, and then you pick what attacks you want to do, and then then you have this ATP gauge. And the last thing on top of that is enemies have like a stagger gauge. So the reason you want to do this very quickly is because if you slow down, that stagger gauge falls down, and once you break an enemy stagger, then you can do a lot more damage to them. So that's the basics of this. Select auto battle to set commands automatically. Use left stick or D-pad to set cursor to auto battle and confirm with it. A lightning strike has been set twice. The expanded amount of ATP gauge differs with each attack. When HP is low, use Olor's shield. I can't read that. I think that's what his name is. Restoration command. Okay, got it. Select a target to attack. When fighting multiple foes, use left stick to select a target and press A to confirm. There is only one foe in this instance. Press A to unleash the lightning strike command twice. Continue this action until you have defeated the foe. Good luck. If we just go all, it would just pick what to do. And on the enemy, so if I got abilities, I can manually do it. So I can say, look, do lightning strike. The stagger command is on the right there. I don't think we can trigger stagger in this fight. And then certain moves on certain enemies, like if an enemy is weak to, say, lightning, if you did lightning on them, you could like trigger their stagger quicker, right? Because that's what they're weak to. That's one of the reasons you would use the scan on enemies here. That's going, they wouldn't say God of War had Cardo levels like Final Fantasy XIII did. Think about it. It's legitimately the exact same thing. If anything, Final Fantasy XIII opens up way more in the second half. These are very, like, even we covered Guardians of the Galaxy recently, right? Is like they can open it out a bit, but it is literally linear corridors. You go from point A to point B, you push forward so they can tell the story in new battles. It's easy to pick the new God of War because a lot of people have a lot of love for that game, so it's an easy one to point out. That's not me like insulting that game or anything. It's me, really and truly, a lot of games these days are trying to like good music, good story, you know, good combat, but actually most of them are like, you know, you walk around a corridor. But yeah, when people say they don't know if they would enjoy that game, Today, maybe you would. If anything, gaming is becoming like production values are so high and games are so expensive to make. More games do that style of harder working. I wasn't paying attention. There's quick time events here. More games are doing that style of, you know, because games are so expensive to produce. Everything can't be a crazy open world. Or if it is a crazy open world, then they cut back on this stuff, right? Look at Breath of the Wild. They did the open world stuff, but like, you know, that's where they spent all their money on. The rest of it was kind of empty. It's one or the other, right? Anyway, we're talking about Final Fantasy XIII X2. Sidetracking a little bit.
Right.
I guess the point is, people should give this trilogy a chance. It's pretty good.
Let's not waste time.
But then there are the haters of 13. They like super hate it. But no, I like it. That was the point I'm trying to make for the last 10 minutes. Give it a chance. If you got Xbox, they all on the what this just came to. So the other funny thing was about this and Game Pass. This was announced for the Final Fantasy XIII collection was announced for Game Pass like 2 years ago, and everybody was like, "Yo, why hasn't it come? Why hasn't it come?" And then like finally they did X2. Lightning Return still is not on there, so. Also, it's kind of funny. As soon as we get to her sister, which is the main, you don't really play as Lightning in this game. You play as the sister.
Oblivion is the fate of all things.
Character designs were interesting. Is what I'm gonna say. Back 10 years ago.
Now it's my turn.
I mean, we got a lot of freaking lightning upskirt shots. What's all that about?
We shall see.
And watch how they design their sister as well. Teenage me would be like, "Oh my god, that's so hot." Grown ass man me, I'm like side eyeing the shit out of this gun. Seriously, is this the best we could do?
Let's end this. You're done.
Not today. I must thank you in these final.
But yeah, I played this about 20 minutes off stream to test audio, and then when I saw her sister show up, I was like, "Oh, wow, is this how they dressed her? God damn." So put a bit more clothes on. That's the first thing I thought. Grown ass man me. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, I can't remember. But you know, gaming was at a different place 10 years ago. We know why they did it.
Etro's Gate.
That male gaze. They now to appeal to dudes.
Of course. The one from the vision. I know your name.
So the story goes a bit off.
What?
The story goes a bit off the rails in the second and third game. It basically turns into a time travel thing. I don't know if I liked where the story was going. Like to turn it into a time travel thing. I was like, oh, okay. Like if you only wanted to play 13, you could play 13 and not play the second two games because it just finishes off well and it has a good ending. And then like add this stuff into it, it just gets all weird.
Quickly!
What in the...
Oh shit, it's that dude from Kingdom Hearts.
Valhalla. You prayed for a miracle, and that brought you here.
How many people am I going to
Or
trigger
am I
with that
wrong?
comment?
How did you know?
From Valhalla, I can see everything.
But who are you?
Lightning.
Oh, I can see a bit of flicker on that asset in the back.
Time for a real fight.
Yeah, we're just gonna do auto battle. At the time when this, you know, whenever like every new generation of Final Focus Ball, whenever every new generation of Final Fantasy come out, they always do something with the ATB gauge and they make it more actiony. Like even when this came around, some people love the new battle command, and a lot of people were like, oh no, it just plays itself, you just gotta press one button. Like initially it's gonna seem like that here, but as soon as they bring in like paradigm shift,
He's testing
it does change stuff up and gets way more interesting. To get through this section quickly, we're just gonna auto because I want to show you actually these are all pre-rendered kind of cutscenes battles and everybody's floating through the sky. There's only can't really show off 60 FPS properly here. I want to get to her sister, then you could see like the walking around segments and everything, and you can clearly see what happens with FPS boost. Borderline want to kind of skip this story. It does take a while to start. So yeah, it was talking about the system. No, I really enjoyed it as well. My chat's going, they enjoyed it. It's just like if you've been playing Final Fantasy for a long time, like that always happened if you're old, right? Like when 10 was the last original style Final Fantasy, and then when 12 came around, that same conversation happened. That you could just do macros and the game just plays itself. And then when 13 came around, it wasn't that, and it was like, you just press XXX. It's like auto battle. Why would you do it? And then when 15 came around, it was like the same thing. It was, these are even turn-based now. These are just action games, you know, whenever they push it and do something different. Sorry, I'm just fangirling over Lightning right now. Excuse me.
This is not your battle. There's something else I need you to do.
What?
Bring my sister to me. Her name is Sarah.
Okay.
Look at every Twitch streamer's got hair like this now because of our girl Lightning.
Time-gazing friend should have told you how.
Setting trends 10 years ago. God appreciate her. I'm just saying.
But why me?
That really works for her.
Because you're the only one who can. You crossed the void and made it to Valhalla. You can find Sarah. And together you can
I'm
change
just saying,
the
could
future.
any of you
Wait.
rock a feathers on the side
I
and
can
make it
change the
work?
future.
No, Lightning could though.
Yes.
Yeah, the people who hate Lightning really hate Lightning. They're like, she's just one-dimensional and, you know. They're wrong though.
A good luck charm.
Chat
Given
said to me,
Sarah.
Vanille will always be the best girl. You better watch out you don't get banned out here.
Right. You
That was
got
the
it.
only character that was
I'll
annoying in
track
that
her
game. She's supposed to be more edgy here. You wait till you get to Lightning Returns, chat. She goes full edgelord.
Caius?
No, Vanille's like was nails on a chalkboard. Like annoying voice. I'm sorry.
Get to the gate. I'm counting on you.
Okay.
People hated was his name Hope in 13? I was like, no, Hope was fine. His mom died. What'd you expect him to do? Vanille though. Oh my god. Just no.
Not this again. Odin!
that says they see lightning as female Cloud. Like maybe, right? It's a good point. I guess
What the?
it was a way more sexist time back 10 years ago, right? Maybe even the people who hated lightning couldn't see the criticism that they're making was like, oh wait, why can a dude be grumpy and edgy and you got a problem when a female is grumpy and edgy? They don't have to all be bubbly and full of emotion, right? That same conversation happened around Metroid, the new Metroid game that came out recently, right? Somebody did a shit article saying, oh, you know, why can't they give her emotions? And people were like, wait, if it was a dude, you don't want Master Chief to have emotions. Why you gotta be like, females gotta have emotions? Let Lightning be edgy if she wants to. Don't talk shit about Lightning. So, you know.
Time flows without
Maybe
pause.
underneath it did have some
In a world where I
deep-rooted
no longer
misogyny.
exist, the future
People who hate
is about
lightning.
to change.
Again, these games are super old. What else can we talk about, right? Other than the grand scheme of things. Now we're properly gonna get to show off FPS Boost. Like
Sarah,
almost an hour into this
the
video.
truth still survives.
Or half
but
an hour into
only
this video.
you remember it.
Alright, let me turn this up a bit now.
Lightning. She was fighting.
Again, sound levels are all over the place. There's no sound options in the game. Certain cutscenes are loud, certain stuff is like super quiet.
Such a strange dream.
Yeah, I don't think Sarah's design holds up at all.
Where did these clothes come from? What's happening out there?
Customize your camera controls. Current screen standard move. Move up tilts the camera up. Okay, down. Left, right. Can you use the current camera controls? No, we're good. You can adjust your camera settings at any time by pressing the Y axis. All right. Use left stick to move. Try open the door next in the next room. As you progress through the game, the data log will gradually fill with entries on a variety of subjects. Okay. A message will appear in the upper left corner of the screen whenever a new entry is added. To browse the information, press Y to access the main menu. Okay. Those who have yet to play Final Fantasy XIII can brush up on basic gameplay reading through the primers for beginners. Let me see. Dream of what was the vision of the future? Is someone coming here? Am I still dreaming? A message from Lightning. Because they gave her a new outfit as soon as they got a chance because they pre-ordered. Yeah, all that DLC is still here. You can like go to the store and like.
Dream I just had.
I checked the DLC and I can't remember. I was like, have they like did they do Final Fantasy X-2 X2 style where the outfits are based on? Because X-2 changing outfits was like how you change classes, right? Press B to jump, try jumping. So is that mechanic here, or is it just, you know, for looks? There you go. Finally, 60 FPS. What we've all been waiting for. Also,
What's happening?
Where's the village? Everything out here is completely different. What is this place? Is everything I remember a lie? Have I died? Is this still a dream? Is this the future? Is this still a dream?
What is this place?
That goes, the outfits are purely cosmetic. Okay.
I still
I mean, considering how they designed her, I don't put it past Square Enix to make her other DLC outfits even more slinky
here.
and revealing.
Just a bad dream.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I just
I'd be shocked if there wasn't a bikini outfit. So far, that's the only thing that stands out. I'm like, oh, this doesn't hold up. Everything else was pretty cool.
Good
It's
job.
just some of the female outfit designs are a bit.
Come on! Everyone! This way now!
Eye rolling, like, come on.
What is that?
I'm trying to think in like modern gaming context. When was the last time they tried that in the Big Line series and got away with it? Kojima tried it in like Metal Gear Solid 5. That's the last time I can think of.
Lightning! Help me!
Obviously, this is not as bad as Kojima like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Get a hold of yourself! Lightning can't protect you anymore! You have to look after yourself now. Do you hear me? Your sister's dead. She can't help you.
No, she's not dead. Don't talk shit about Lightning. You take. Oh, who's dead now? Who's dead now?
Then you're gonna have to go through me.
Straight out of Kingdom Hearts. That's. Why didn't I see this originally when I played this? He does look straight out of Kingdom Hearts.
In my dream, I saw you.
Save it for later. Can you fight?
If I have to.
You're gonna have to.
Tries telling me, oh my god, there was a bikini outfit. Shock.
Don't
But
ever lay down.
other stuff was like
unless you
Assassin's Creed
die.
Mass Effect. Oh, the Mass Effect outfits might be cool. All right, let's go. It's gonna be another tutorial. I can't remember. Music's still great in this game. 13 had such good music. What we got? Attack. There you can see on the right, you see with the chain gauge, that's just the stagger gauge basically. And certain moves will trigger the stagger more. So usually moves that trigger the stagger more will probably do less damage, but more stagger. So you can pick what you want. And then at the end of battle, the higher rating star you get, like it usually gives you more rewards. What was also different and new in this game, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, a lot of people had outrage for this also, but like, I didn't mind it. Like, you only needed Phoenix Down and potions for in battle. After you got out of battle, I think your health restored, right? Could remember that wrong. It's been a while since I've. My chat's all agreeing we hate bikini outfits. Yeah, I hate them in Tekken as well. I don't know why they do it. Totally takes away, like, you know, personality of the characters. And, you know, if Lightning is trying to be badass out here and then the game puts her in her bikini. It just, okay, so here we go. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Here's the paradigm shift stuff. Learn about, shifting. You've encountered a large group of powerful enemies. Take them out one by one for a quick successful battle. During battle, press left bumper to perform a paradigm. Am I saying that right? Paradigm shift. I am. That allows you to control the character's actions. Double shift. All right. So a paradigm is your battle strategy. The roles of each party member makes up the essence of a paradigm. Double trouble is your current paradigm. Each party member will attack a separate target. Switch to the slash and burn to have everyone focus on one target at a time. So you can, I think you can like set these in the menus before if you want. See, like you can have somebody as a sentinel, somebody as a commando, and like it's just like job classes basically. So that adds like a lot to gameplay. You have successfully staggered the enemy by focusing on one target. Now this is the time to unleash as much damage as possible. The chain bonus on the top right hand corner of the screen, which I explained all this already, but I know why you're doing it, video game, accumulates by focusing attack on a single target. As the chain bonus accumulates, more damage is unleashed on the enemy. When the chain bonus reaches a certain point, the enemy becomes staggered. In that state, an enemy defense will decrease and they will take much more damage. Some enemies will enter a weakened state while others will switch their actions altogether. Use a paradigm shift to switch to roles. Commando deals heavy physical damage and maintains chains. Ravager deals magical attacks and boosts chains and chain bonuses. Know the characteristics of each role and make clever use of the paradigm shift, and you'll be well on your way to defeat even the toughest of enemies. Yeah, so this is like what makes up the bulk of it. Otherwise it would just be press button, press button, press button. It is important to choose a paradigm based on each situation. As you progress through the game, you'll be able to generate your own paradigms. This trick, the trick is to keep a set of paradigms useful for facing enemies you encounter regularly, and another set for boss monsters. Too young to die. Alright, what are we on? Let's go slash and burn. And let's go ability fire, 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 fire. Obviously we switched her to a magic builds stagger gauge more, and then once we're in, we should probably go full. What I should do is go full commando now. So once we've got the stagger gauge up, then I go to a class that does more damage. What's this? I think we just defeat everybody here before we move on. Alright, so let's go slash and burn. All right, now. Oh, that was quick. Only 3 stars? Okay, it's probably because I was attacking the enemies in the wrong order.
Hey, Sarah. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Mackie. Yeah. Gotta go.
Okay.
All right, everyone, listen up. The meteorite hit over there.
Right.
We're gonna check it out.
Team Yuge, ready to roll. Well, and careful. That area's crawling with monsters.
So stay close. Come on.
Okay. Right. You heard him. Move out. With you.
It's funny, there was a demo for this game. It starts way later though. It just takes you right into the whole you know, you can capture monsters and use them in your team.
She's gonna be fine. She just needs some rest.
Thank goodness. And thank you. Whoever you are.
No, Christ.
Okay.
And before I forget, it wasn't just me. You should probably thank this.
The resolution bump really helped the hair.
Wow, is that a toy Moogle?
He's supposed to be your lucky charm. Your sister gave him to me.
Wait, you know Lightning?
Mm-hmm. She's the one who told me to come here.
Where did you see her? Was it Valhalla?
I'm gonna turn this volume up so you can hear.
I saw it in a dream. I saw my sister. She gave you the Moogle. Then the meteorite came.
And dragged me along with it, I guess.
Do you mean you actually rode here on that meteorite?
Maybe. I don't know. Damned if I can remember. Why don't we go and check it out?
Okay. Now I know for sure. Lightning is alive. She's in a place called Valhalla. I'd only just met Noel, but I believed him. I believed every word he said. Even though it couldn't possibly be true.
Sorry, if the audio is going up and down, that's me adjusting it.
It
That's
seems
not the
like
game.
only yesterday. The smile on Lightning's face when she gave her blessing for Snow and me to get married. But I'm the only one who ever remembered that. No one believes. It's just a dream, they say, from when I slept in the crystal. An illusion.
Spoilers for 13?
They say my sister is gone. That 3 years ago she sacrificed herself to stop the fall of Cocoon. She turned into the crystal pillar that holds Cocoon above the surface of Pulse, and saved both worlds.
She's a
That's
G.
what they say. But even so...
Imagine hating her. She saved your ass, chat. Imagine.
Mary, is that all you're going to tell me? Your name?
Alright, let's turn this down to...
Who are you? What do you do?
I'm a hunter.
You feel like an interrogator. Do you mind me asking?
Shoot.
$60 FPS with the biggest map you've ever seen in your life. Map screen.
Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
So you're a hunter. Is that like your job?
Well, less of a job and more of a way of life. In the era I come from, if you don't learn how to hunt, you don't get to eat.
Are you really from a different time?
I'm not trying to hide anything.
Okay. Sorry, just an audio on the fly. Mog clock. Mog. Sure, what is this? Whenever monsters suddenly materialize, the Mog clock appears and progression through the following indicators. Progressing through the following indicators. Green, the enemy is immobile and preemptive strike is possible. If the attack successfully, you will begin the battle with a bonus. Yellow, enemy is moving and ready for battle. Coming into contact with the enemy will begin a standard battle. Time's up. Enemy is fully alert and attacks. When time runs out, the battle begins automatically. You cannot select retry for battles that begin in this manner. You can attack any enemy with the encounter circle. Press A to initiate battle when an enemy is in front of you. Escape from battle by moving far away from enemies so that none remain within the circle. When the Mog clock appears, it's up to you whether to take on enemies. Ooh. Rosie? Ooh, wait. When the Mog clock appears, up to you whether to take on enemy or flee. Alright, let's go slash and burn. Get that chain up. As soon as we stagger them, we take so much more damage. I mean, everything wasn't great about Perky, we should be real. The first half of the game is way linear, and I hated it that there wasn't traditional shops and towns and everything like that.
Cocoon, I mean, it's exactly like in a legend.
Cocoon makes a good landmark.
Really here.
Alright, everybody's talking over each other. I can't. Noel is staring at Cocoon like he's seeing it for the first time. What to say? My sister is there. You seem a bit shaken, not used to seeing Cocoon. What do you mean in the legend?
What do you mean by in the legend?
The legend about Cocoon, and how it was held up in the sky by a crystal pillar. How we all knew that story.
Seems funny to call it a legend. It's only been 3 years.
Oh, so he seems like he's from the future? Again, I don't know the story to this. I didn't. Wait, who do we see? So it said that I can't make my own paradigms at the moment, right? Because I would have one like full Ravager. So basically everybody does magic to quickly stagger. And then you go fully into command. Commander, sorry. And of course, then you got, you know, yeah, the better start. See, we got some drops from that. What was I gonna say? Obviously, then I'm assuming it's gonna be similar as in like the first game where you're gonna have summons and everything.
Way too dangerous.
I'd be shocked if they didn't. I mean, we did see. In the beginning, we saw Bahamut, right?
up for a fight?
Sure, who we find? You obtain a map of a new maps display your current position, objectives, as well as other points of interest in the vicinity. You can obtain new maps from the sources such as treasure, spheres, or people in the area. To open the map of your current location, press X. Chat is gonna have to let me know if audio is okay as well. It's not drowning me out, is it? You can also view the map by pressing Y to open the main menu and then select map. To find the location of your objective, use whatever that sign is to move the cursor. Oh, is it saying use D-pad? Cursor top left corner of the screen. The selected location will appear on the map. Number of displayed after explored or at the bottom of the screen represents the percentage of the current map you have uncovered. And there's no point checking it out. It's just gonna be this for this first area. So the menus are not as cool as the first game. Like the way they is it this they look kind of similar, but I want to say like the character transitions are a bit different. The way the menus transitions for the characters in the first game was so cool. Maybe I would like a lot of what I love from Final Fantasy XIII is the music, the and the look.
I see the shelters here are still intact.
Huh?
Do you think it could be the Felsi?
Sarah, still in one piece? We're seeing lots of unfriendly critters around that meteorite. Oh, who's this?
Oh. This is Noel. He helped LeBro and me out of a tight spot.
Is that right?
Hey,
I'm Godot.
okay, take it easy, big guy.
Doesn't he look a bit like
I am
Wakka
not
from
here
Final
to make
Fantasy
trouble
X?
for anyone.
You better not. Anything
Maybe it's
happens
the
to
hair.
Sarah and the boss will string your carcass out to dry.
Seems concerned of Sarah's safety. How should Noel respond to this? Boss sounds like a bully. I thought you were the boss. I'll keep Sarah safe. Who's the boss? Okay.
I'll take care of Sarah. You got my word on that.
He got wings on the back of his t-shirt.
Words are cheap.
Really?
The path is way too dangerous.
I'm assuming this is the right way. Nah, I'm cool. Just want to see where the story goes. We'll fight them later. Come on. Didn't they say we could run away from some? Or maybe I just didn't make enough space. They kept these spheres
Is that
from the
Google
first
good for
game.
anything?
I think I platinum 13. Sorry, I might have accidentally muted the audio there for the capture. That wasn't the game, that was me. I had to stop for a second. I had to mute my mic and I accidentally might have muted gameplay audio. All right, so obviously I just wanted to show off FPS boost in the beginning of this. Not like maybe I'll turn off FPS boost so we can see what it was like at 30.
What's going on here?
Am I dreaming?
I see it too. Pretty sure it's no dream.
Here we go. More of them.
Boom, boom, boom. Wait, did I just go backward? I just went backward.
Jackie went to investigate. Be careful.
This first area is kind of boring.
Oh, hey, Huge.
Hey. So, this is the famous Noel, huh?
Yep.
I guess news travels fast.
The bro told me how you helped her out. I'm Huge. Nice to meet you.
Hey, likewise.
What's with the new style and threads, Sarah? Not exactly a dress up and hit the town kind of occasion.
I mean, at least the game's talking about it as well. You want to talk? They fell from the sky. You want to try them on? I don't remember putting them on. That's what we're gonna...
Well, to be honest with you, I don't remember putting them on.
Oh, I know how that goes. Hard to resist trying out a new outfit. Okay, I better get going. See you guys later.
Bye.
I'm pretty sure it said you can... Oh, is that class as... Okay, that is. You can run from battle.
Coon is gone.
Finally, a tough enemy and efficient battle strategy is the key to victory. Use left bumper to perform paradigm shifts to select a paradigm best suited for your current battle situation. When up against a powerful enemy, switch to twin shields, a defensive paradigm dominated by sentinels that can mitigate damage. Cog, I can't even pronounce that, uses the powerful attack swipe when you see him about to unleash that attack. Just to perform press that to perform paradigm shift. The sentinel roll bonus is damage reduction, and switching in an ally designated to this role will immediately activate this passive bonus. This defensive role is crucial when fighting monsters. Got it. All right, so let's go. Uh-oh. Sentinel, is he doing it now? Oh, I couldn't tell. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. I went to the wrong one. Professional. Come on, get that stagger bar. Let's go. This is why we need double Ravager right now. We would have had that stagger bar. Oh, we should go to the double commander now. I could use. I didn't have no heals. Fragment discovered. By resolving the anomalies along the timeline, you will obtain special objects known as fragments. Fragments are memories of time solidified into shards, each containing a valuable piece of knowledge or slice of history. To view which fragments you currently possess, press Y to access the main menu and select fragments. There are 160 fragments hidden in the world. Total fragments can tell you how many of them you have discovered. Fragment. There you go. Is it gonna tell us stories? Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be.
We made it.
So far, what I'm seeing with this 60 FPS is an improvement, but in battle, because this is like it kind of is turn-based and all that, I guess it would just make it look smoother. Because again, when you're running like this, is still kind of corridory, right? So
What
it
is
doesn't
that
feel
place?
like, oh my god, it's like a magically new
Do you know?
experience.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, we'll
Wait,
turn off FPS
what
boost and
happened
we'll
to
go back
Cocoon?
in.
It's not there.
Could be
Well,
totally wrong,
we're
right?
looking at a different time. That's the world I come from. In my world, Cocoon doesn't exist.
Oh, let me turn
When I
this
was
up so you can
born,
hear.
The sky was already empty. Tell me, how many years has it been since Ragnarok appeared and Cocoon fell?
Well, it's 3 AF. So that was 3 years ago.
For me, all that happened 700 years in the past. I was
700?
born and raised in another time. 700 years in the future.
Yes, I knew it. I knew you weren't from this world.
I'm the last of humanity.
Hey!
Sarah, I can take you there. We can find Lightning together. I know she wants to see you.
You're full of it!
Yeah, that's impossible. Lightning's gone, man.
Godot. Noel, do you know where my sister is?
Come with me.
What's happening?
We're going back in time. Back to Future. There's gonna be more Back to Future reference there, but
You see? It's a time gate.
What do you mean? Time gate.
What the? It's like a portal. Lightning is in a place called Valhalla. She's waiting on the other side.
I couldn't turn my eyes away. I knew the answer lay beyond that gate. The answer to my doubts. and
textures still
dreams.
hold up super well. I wonder if they upped them. Was
On
it
the
just the
broad plain
resolution or was it
beneath the cocoon,
textures
my sister
also
once
when they did
celebrated my
those
marriage
1x
to snow.
enhancements?
I remember her smile like it
Or,
was
or this just could be a
yesterday.
cutscene. Actually, wait. Oh, it is a cutscene because I could skip it right now. All right, never mind.
When I wasn't looking, she disappeared. She was gone as if she'd never been there in the first place. Lightning, are you out there? Did I dream that day on Pulse, or did it really happen? Noel says he can find you, but is he telling the truth? Noel's world was a terrible place where Cocoon did not exist. He had traveled back in time to change that bleak future, or so he told us.
Listen, when different eras overlap, all kinds of crazy stuff happens. Objects from different times get mixed up. If you want to open a gate and travel through time, you have to find one of those objects. They're called artifacts.
Artifacts?
The keys to the future. They're anachronisms, relics of a different world. Basically, things that don't belong in your time. If we can find one, we might be able to use it to open the gate. Then we could cross time and travel to Lightning's world.
Could Noel be telling the truth? Beyond that gate, in a place called Valhalla,
Wonder
is
if I should
lightning
just skip
alive
this.
and waiting for me?
I don't know how long this cutscene's
Can I
gonna be.
dare to hope again? After all this time? Oh, how I want to believe. I want my sister back.
Are we gonna go back to lightning maybe
So
now?
much happened the
Nope.
night the meteorite fell. We all had a lot to think about. I wonder if anyone slept. Good morning.
You can now access party paradigms. Wait, what was I say? Crystarium. Press Y to open the main menu and select these options. Party paradigms. Customize your parties. Crystarium. Develop your characters. If you are not sure how to use these options, detailed information. Blah, blah, blah.
Shouldn't we check it out, though?
Actually, what can we update? Oh, so it's trying to think what the upgrade. It was like sphere grid, was it? Guess this is always kind of important. Hold on, let's go here. Switch character status, passive abilities. Uh-oh, this might be licensed audio. Oh no. Like back then, a lot of these games did. I'm gonna mute this just to be sure. Learned Thunder. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, no, I thought I just quickly showed this off. We're not looking into it too deep in here. Let's generate a new one. So we want go here. Offensive. Oh wait, can we not manually do it? Defensive, no. Balance, no wait. I customize that one. Oh, dual casting? It just went there by itself? Okay. So we got Commander, Ravager, Ravager. Oh, I was like, oh, we might need Sentinel. Oh, they made it sound like, oh, you ain't gonna get it till way later. You can totally just. Let's delete that last one. Let's unmute that.
There's monsters everywhere.
You know how to handle this nightmare.
Now don't start whining. We agreed to take care of things while he was gone.
I want to quickly show off.
Sarah, wait up for me.
All right, I'm gonna skip this on purpose. When searching for artifacts. Okay.
Give me a chance and I'll prove that it's true.
So what we might do here. So we've been playing for what, like an hour and 15 minutes. Let me just quickly let me save, and we'll just do 5 minutes of all right. Let's just quickly turn FPS Boost off. And it'll manage compatibility options. FPS Boost is now off. I didn't show to know that is on if you press the Xbox button. it will show the logo in the top right. Hold on, and we'll just like show 5 minutes of it so you can see the difference.
Final Fantasy XIII-2. The story so far.
We don't need to hit the story so far. Yes, that's pretty good if you haven't picked it up in a while, right? We just want to show off the performance. Okay, so you can see, like, going from 60 to 30, that's when you see the, like, you can see the 30 FPS flicker, right? The first thing I noticed, the camera feels heavier. Could we quickly go find a fight? You're gonna let us? So we can have a good comparison. Yes, perfect. Oh, well, messed that up. Professional video game player. I purposely don't change paradigms and all that, so it's
Sorry.
so we don't beat them quickly. So this music got hella loud. But see what I mean though? Like in battle and stuff, you won't notice as much because is like ATP gauge and everything. It's just in like the overworld and when you're running around and like panning camera and stuff. All right, let's.
Bad.
I wonder if this was licensed music or this is in-house. There, I don't see you. Oh, okay. Let's go slash and burn. So out of all the FPS Boost games we've played, a lot of them have been. I guess this one is just for looks though, right? Like when we did Dark Souls 3, that one you could like straight away target as an action game so much. Like here, obviously 60 FPS makes it look nicer. And because it's already had the 4K visual bump of Xbox One X from last generation, right? It just adds on to that. I don't know if this is the... Okay, they've cleaned this up a lot, so in my mind, it probably already looked this good. If I go back and play those PS3 versions, it probably won't look this good, right? But I haven't got nothing to A/B test at the moment with. I guess 13 still has had the biggest bump, right? Higher resolution. They went in and worked on all those textures and those compression movie files and everything as well. But it's also interesting, that's the one that hasn't got 60 yet. But 4K 60 for these is like really a nice way to play them. I guess if I mean 10-year anniversary just went by for these, if Square Enix isn't gonna do a collection of these, you would assume they would at one point, right? But then again, if what Microsoft is saying about, oh, we gotta get licenses and everything to do FPS Boost as well, and if Square Enix is saying yeah you could totally do it, maybe they have no plans to release these in a collection. So literally is either, if you're playing on PlayStation 3, they're stuck on PlayStation 3, you can't play them on PlayStation 4. Oh wait, actually, can you play them on PlayStation 4? No, I don't think you can, right? So the only way you can play them is on Xbox One or Xbox Series. Pick up your 360 disc, right? So at least you have a way to play these now, and at 60 FPS and at higher resolution. So if you are a fan of this trilogy of games, again, I don't know if the second and third game sold so well, and there's a lot of people like these and a lot of people don't. This is literally like your only way to play these, right? So it's nice to have it here, right? Like what they did last gen to these with the resolution, and what they did here to the FPS now. Like, I hope they add 13 into that also. That would be super cool. If they do, we'll probably take a look at that as well. Like, again, I don't know why I paradigm shift there. I own these on PS3, so I didn't really want to, even though they're pretty cheap, I didn't want to pick them up again just to do a FPS Boost video. So the fact that they are on Game Pass now is like the perfect reason to check them out, right? So 13 and 13-2 is on Game Pass now. Lightning Returns is not there at the moment, but if that does, we'll probably check that as well. There you have it. That was a good first look at Final Fantasy XIII-2. So we could check out FPS and that was just KO right at the end. Perfect. I could do Phoenix Down, but why? I'm gonna quit out because this is way too loud, so we can give some final thoughts. Yeah, this is like the best way to play this trilogy, because you know we got a collection of everything else. We haven't got a collection of this. Once again, playing on Xbox Series X, where right now FPS Boost is off. But for like an hour and 20 minutes, we was playing with FPS Boost on. Yeah, just one video is gonna go up everywhere: Twitch, YouTube. Depending on what you're watching, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Speaking of Twitch, we stream there a couple times a week. Got a community Discord and I post on Twitter all the time. You should come check us out. Drop a like if you like this video. Follow, like, and subscribe, and turn those notification bells on so you do know when new videos drop. Once again, we have covered a couple of FPS videos. All that will be up on the channel as well if you're kind of interested. Other than that, we're going to call it with this one. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. Peace.